Going to live stream, setting up your meeting.
Today, September 20th, New Thought Tuesdays.
Hi, good morning, Dean.
Good morning, Rich. So good to see you on New Thought Tuesday. Welcome to all of us here today. Today, look around you, creatives. Do you feel alone? Oh, Rich, seems like no matter what resistance you seem to be getting from those around you, we all need to know that we are all one unified community of creatives. That and we are here to support and encourage one another. So today, Rich and I are going to point us all in the direction of this beloved community and celebrating it. And you'll notice I'm not saying we're going to point you. It's just we're going to point everybody, ourselves included, this idea that there's one celebrated community. And so we're going to focus on that today. You're going to be surprised who comprises this amazing group and how your creativity can flourish in the midst. Your creativity can flourish in the midst. So that's what we're talking about today. Is that accurate, Rich?
That's accurate. You had a reading from Ernest Holmes too, that I thought is really, really good. I think we should maybe start with that. What do you think?
Sure. You're talking about the 365?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we tend to use the Science of Mind 365 as a reference. And today we have a reading and it's called, I recognize that my unity with all mankind is of divine origin. So take a deep breath as I'm reading this to you and see where it takes your magnificence. I believe there is but one spirit in which everyone lives, moves and has his or her being. In this spirit, I directly unify all people. I recognize this spirit as individualized in everyone. Therefore, I am learning to see every person I meet in the light of this divine and changeless truth. There is one spirit diffused through all humanity. With this spirit in everyone, I hold communion. In a hand clasp, I feel its warmth and color. In the exchange of thought, I feel the presence and the activity of the divine mind. In the blessing of friendship, I sense its love. I am separated from no one, united with all, and one with the eternal light itself. As I go among people, I know that the presence of pure spirit within me, which I recognize, blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to mankind, and to every day in which I live. Yeehaw. Okay, Ernest Holmes didn't write the yeehaw. The yeehaw is completely Dean.
That's a Dean. That's a Dean Regan thing.
It's a Dean thing.
So anyways, you know, that one spirit is within each and every one of us, all of us. And the same spirit that's in the person you see as your competitor is the same spirit that's within you. You know, and I had something that I was thinking about, which was that, you know, you may see others as competitors in your life. That person that's going out for the same audition, the person that's up to direct the same movie that you would like to direct, even the person that wins the Grammy Award. There's no competition. I believe that when everybody is lifted up, one person's lifted up, we're all lifted up. And so the same spirit that's within each and every one of us is expressing itself in perfection, perfect harmony. And so I don't think there are any competitors. I think that we're all lifted up by the fact that there's a movie to be made. Yeah. Which is a result of the infinite intelligence creating through somebody who came up with the idea for the movie, the screenwriter, and all of that. So there's nothing being withheld. And I believe that all of our good is knocking on our door, as I always say. And so if you didn't win that, you know, Grammy Award, or if you didn't get that part in a movie, then there's something else bigger and better for you out there. And I always say that whenever I do my work on myself, this is something better shall come my way. And if I don't get what I want, it's because something bigger and better for me, for the place that I'm at in my life, maybe I wasn't meant to direct this big blockbuster film. Maybe I need to go back and start directing smaller independent films before I get to that big blockbuster film. So what do you think, Dean?
Well, I'm gonna piggyback on that, because if you do get to direct the film, if you do get the Grammy Award, if you do get that part, then too, something greater is waiting for you. So it's not just when I don't get what I want, but in every aspect of our life, we see the possibility of that. This and something better is now unfolding for my good. The universe is conspiring on my behalf. I absolutely agree with you, Rich, because a lot of times we do need to focus on, oh, wow, that kind of stung. I didn't get what I wanted there. Recognize this is something greater. And two, when we are experiencing that which we want to achieve, this is something greater. Recognizing that that creative spirit, that unity, is still out there for all of us. It's not just out there for when we don't get what we want. It's there always, in every way. And it's you know, it's fun. It's fun to look at life that way. I think there's great faith there. I believe that's a principle. This is something greater. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the extra part that I would add to that, just which is coming out just as you were speaking about it.
Yeah. You know, this life force energy is within everybody. It's within everything. And I believe that when you do this work and you start working with a faith and a belief, and the universe conspires to bring you whatever it is you believe in, because it's all measured according to your belief. You know, what you think about, you bring about, the law of attraction. And so this life force energy that's within you, that's creating everything in the universe, it's creating it in perfection. And it's for your highest good. It's for everybody's highest good, for the highest good of everybody around you too. And so that's why I love it at Academy Award, when you see they're ready to name the award for the best actor, and all the actors, they cut to the end stuff. Then all of a sudden, the person gets awarded the Academy Award, right? And everybody goes, yeah, all right. And they clap for the other person. And you know, there's a little disappointment in there, but they know that the highest good for everybody involved is happening.
Well, you know, it's interesting you should bring this up. And this just came up the other day. And there's an actress who I just love this actress. And I was flipping through YouTube, and there she was talking about she'd been nominated for an Emmy 5 times. And then she found, and she wasn't complaining, she was just really noting, she found that each of the 5 times, in addition to being in shoes that were so tight that she did not want to go up onto the stage, she just before it came to her, this actress was saying, no, I can't do this. No, this is no. Now, she also pointing out that she's been nominated 5 times, but has not yet achieved that award. But I loved her candor and her spirit to say, you know, I just get down to that final thing with the whole award, and it's not my thing. It's not my thing. And I would tend to suspect that there's some mental equivalence going on there, that's unfolding. And God bless her in any way that this or something greater, perhaps it's not receiving that award that has brought her that greater sense. Perhaps, and I don't know this actress at all, so I'm surmising, maybe there's a sense of deep humility that says, you know, I am perfect, whole, and complete, and I'm sufficient in that, and do not want this recognition. This recognition that I have within me is more than sufficient. I'm glad to be here, and I'm perfectly attuned to that. Now, again, that's just all supposition on my part, but I'll be interested to see what folks have to say when we're done with today's New Thought Tuesday, as we gather together in our Zoom room, what you guys have to say about when you have not achieved what you wanted and had a sense of experiencing something greater than.
Yeah. sometimes I look back and I go, thank God that didn't happen, what I wanted to happen, because something else better, came my way as a result. The universe knows your needs, infinite intelligence, what I call God, the infinite filmmaker, creating the movie of your life, knows your needs even before you ask for them. And it supplies you with whatever you need for your success. And it could be not getting that award and not getting that film. How many times have I jumped into something that I was, thought I wanted to do, and then all of a sudden I started doing it. And I'm going, I'm not good at this, or I failed at it. Or I remember shooting for MTV once, and the guy wanted, I was cinematographer, videographer, and it was for one of these MTV shows where you wanted to move the camera really fast. And at that time, I was shooting documentaries, and so I was into moving slow, the camera from one to that. And the guy kept pushing my camera, going, no, like this, like this. And I never got hired back again. But I got the part that I wanted, but it didn't suit me. And it did in one sense, because I was able to learn from that. I learned how, how to just, move that camera around and keep it interesting for MTV,
God bless MTV.
Story.
I love that story that, you got what you wanted, and that's where it stopped. It's like, oh, something greater is moving back into another type of camera work, another type of cinematography.
Yeah, it opened my eyes too. It was good for me because I saw what goes on behind the scenes shooting for MTV and for music video shows. Later on, the company that I was working with, we started doing music videos. We did the band Boston. I shot the behind the scenes for Tom Petty for his music video.
Yeah.
And so I did learn from that experience, and it was a good one because it taught me how to shoot in that vein.
And here you are with the perspective of your former self, your perspective of an experience that you had in your past that perhaps at that time was at least bittersweet or not a positive one. But I love how you are reframing it with a sense of joy here in the present moment. There's such value in being able to look back on your former self, experiencing things that you experienced, and reframe them in a way that really serves you. Like, okay, yes, I got hit by that car, and that was not a good thing, but you know what I got from that? I experienced this, and this, a real blessing in this way. I
won $30,000 in my lawsuit.
There you have it. There you have it.
Paid off my education.
Yes. So I love that idea. This or something greater is a way of reframing what it is that you are wanting to see in your life. And I like to think in terms of what do you want? Why do you want it? And how passionately are you about receiving that into your life? And when we're talking about this sense of unity, one of the things that I've always been passionate about in my life, reframing from a very lonely childhood, is that sense of being perfect, whole, and complete who I am, and being connected and unified with those around me. And that called from my childhood. And I love to see that sense of where today I rarely feel, I never feel alone. I have to admit that. I never feel alone. I may feel all kinds of things that I would not particularly like to feel now and again, but I'm always adjusting my response. And I have gotten to the point where I always feel unified. I always feel unified. And the good news is, if for some reason, okay, so here in the household, if something goes down that is not what I would want or what I would hope, I recognize if I respond in a way that points to, I think I'm feeling separated, or there's some separation, it's so much easier now to just recognize there's only unification. What is happening right here and right now is happening for the highest and best good of all of us, including because this came up while you were talking. Sometimes I go to this, well, what if somebody's really negatively focused on my lack of well-being, somebody that really doesn't want good things for me? I've had those experiences early in my life, and as I've been focused on only being around people who experience and express a sense of joy in my presence, that I feel a sense of joy in their presence, more and more in the workplace, in my home life, in my community, more and more people I'm collecting that feel a sense of joy, sense of harmony, a sense of unity. And that comes from focusing on that. Please don't get me wrong. There's always times when I play the human card, something goes awry or what have you, but I really do recognize as we focus on it, as we focus on this sense of unity, more of it comes.
Yeah. Yeah. And what Ernest Holmes says, I believe there is one spirit in which everyone lives, moves, and has his or her being.
Yeah.
So just knowing that I'm connected to this spirit, and as a result of that, I'm connected to everybody. There's nothing missing. I don't feel like there's anything missing in my life either, too, Dean. So yeah, I love what you said just now. Really good. And that brings us to the community, the New Thought Tuesday community that we're creating.
That brings us to the
like-minded folks. We all think the same. We have the same joy and passion.
We have the same intentions and same expectations, and where they're not the same, they're in the ballpark, and we're here for that highest and best, this or something greater awareness in our lives, to experience it and express it, and a group of people dedicated to it, a group of people willing to take action on curating our thoughts. And we don't choose the thoughts for you. You get to choose your own thoughts, and you put it out into that scientific community and see how your thoughts are unfolding in your highest and best good.
Mm. Well said. And you can connect with our group, Facebook group. Go to newthoughttuesdays.com. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on there too. And
go to newthoughttuesdays.com. Sign up if you haven't already for the notifications about New Thought Tuesdays. We'll send you our private link to the Zoom room, and that's the way that you can keep part of this community on Tuesdays. And then Rich and I have really been we've been all over the internet. We have been on Facebook. We talk about things that really enhance our spiritual process.
Yeah.
Online. So we will be there for you. You know, there's okay. There's one more before we go on our way. This is from Dr. Holmes' book, Can We Talk to God? And I'd like to launch this into our conversation today. So we will be speaking with the folks on with us now. We'll close off the recording, the live Facebook, and we'll go just talk to the folks that are here. This is what Dr. Holmes had to say. We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What shall we produce? I just love that. We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What shall we produce? I'll put that in the chat for the folks that are here today, and we will see you next New Thought Tuesdays next week on Tuesday. Is that not accurate? 10 o'clock.
Also, New Thought Live.
And New Thought Live. Oh, guys, watch that. Watch the New Thought Live. We've been coming up with a lot of inspired stuff. Please comment. Please engage. Share some of your feelings, thoughts about what's being done. Offer up some suggestions of what you'd like to talk about, things that are really important to you, because we're here for you. Okay, so that's us. We'll talk with you in just a few minutes for those of you who are here on Zoom.
Okay, and so we'll see you on Tuesday.